Hello everybody, today for you I have a Hero Frog deck list for the Edison format. This deck list looks a lot like your standard Hero Frog list, but there are a few major differences. For one, we play the triple Raigeki Break and triple Wing Blast, and we play the Malicious to boot. This is going to give us plenty of discard fodder for our Malicious, which is going to be very useful in order to control the game and also do explosive plays. So to start her off, of course, we play 3 Caius. I'm not going to over-explain Caius. We have the 2 Maliciouses. We'll be using that to go into substitute plays and to create additional tribute fodder. We're going to be able to set that up with the Malicious up very quickly by using Stratos to search Malicious to discard for Wing Blast. That's a great opening play, and if you have a substitute to follow up with, it's even better. Malicious is also a great discard card for 1-for-1. It makes your Stratos 1-for-1 plays even more powerful. We opted not to play Future Fusion in this list because we're really going to be using the Stratos to search that Malicious to be discarded. Future Fusion sending Malicious doesn't give us additional cards in our hand to discard, so it's not as strong of a play, I feel, in this build. Of course, we only play 2 Dupe Frog. We don't really need a third. You're going to be using your first substitute played probably to send all your frogs to the grave, regardless, to thin that deck so you can get into your Miracle Fusions and Caiuses faster. We play the 1 Neos Alias. Neos Alias's value increases the more back row you play, because a 1900 attack monster with a back row to boot is going to be hard for your opponent to get over. They're going to have to do some kind of play where they commit something to attack over the Neos Alias, unless of course they have a Sirocco. So having that back row to out that card they commit to, that play they commit to then still have a 1900 attack monster to do attack into on the follow-up is pretty strong. It also prevents us from having dead emergency calls. We play the 1 Ocean. Ocean is a great search target for Stratos. For when you have Swap Frog, you can discard the Ocean to special the Swap Frog and then return the Stratos to your hand. A very strong opening play also. We play the 1 Infernal Prodigy. Infernal Prodigy, of course, gives you tribute fodder through the hero engine for your Caiuses, so you don't, if you're getting cut off from your frog engine, this is going to help you still do tribute plays. Of course, you can tribute it for hero monsters like Malicious Edge and Malicious to get the extra draw. Tribute summoning a Malicious, though, while being a nice option, is not a grave or a play that's going to give you momentum, so it's just something to note. We play the Malicious Edge so that we can get a tribute summon through our hero engine in the cases where we don't have Caius. Of course, we play Gores. We play the 1 Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron opens up a lot of plays in this deck. Not only does it give you access to level 5 and 6 Synchros, but it also gives you the ability to bring back Swap Frog from the grave, where you can still pay the cost on his effect to then bounce cards like the Junk Synchron itself, so you can use it again, or you could bounce things like your Caius, so you can use it again at that point, a Caius that is stuck to the board, that is. So it's a very powerful card in that aspect. It also helps make your Rhoda more impactful after you've already gained access to Stratos. We of course play 3 Substitute. In this list we are playing 3 Swap Frog because Swap Frog, send Treeborn, add Swap Frog back to your hand, set a trap card is not a bad play. It allows you to get Treeborn into play while not losing card advantage, which is useful when you're playing a lot of discard traps. We play 2 Treeborn. Treeborn is also a great discard for Phoenix Wing Blast or Raigeki Break. It's similar to what I just described with Swap Frog. You're just discarding the Treeborn instead of Swap Frog. You bounce back to your hand, right? We play the 1 Unifrog to give us the ability to poke at back row before we drop our Miracle Fusion, which is always a very useful thing to do. We play the 1 Brain Control, of course. 1 E-Call. E-Call will not be dead more than likely in this deck because we do play that additional Neos Alias. Heavy Storm, of course. 3 Miracle Fusions. So the problem with Miracle Fusion is it's always about balancing the number of heroes you play in your deck with your Miracle Fusion. In this list, I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ways to access hero monsters. So the Miracle Fusion is actually going to be live more often than not with a ratio like that. That's a very big hero ratio, and that I'm really able to get there because of the 2 Maliciouses. We play the 1-for-1 combos very well with a lot of cards in this deck, like Stratos and Malicious. And it gets you that special summon Substitute, which will get you into a dupe block pretty much guaranteed at that point. Dupe block is a force to be reckoned with in Edison, because the only way you're going to be able to get over it is to most likely commit to something. And it's also hard to trade favorably with the dupe block because the dupe frogs do add cards back to your hand. We play the 1 Rhoda. We have multiple good targets, of course, Stratos and Junk Synchron. We play the Mirror Force. We play 3 Phoenix Wing Blast and 3 Raigeki Break. The Phoenix Wing Blast is obviously a little bit weaker than Raigeki Break, because there are situations where you don't want to top deck cards for your opponent. You don't want to put a Dark Arm back on top of your deck, a JD, Machias, things like that. But at the same time, there is often cards you do want to put on top of your opponent's deck. You know, cards like a Dupe Frog or something, cards that your opponent are just going to have to set again, a Hamster, etc., for you to then just Caius on the next turn and just, you know, blow your opponent out. You know, pretty much lose one of their turns. So Phoenix Wing Blast does have its advantages, but Raigeki Break is a better coverall. It actually gets rid of the card, but unfortunately it can trigger things like Dupe Frog, Sangan, and you know, Stardust can negate it, so it does have some disadvantages. We under trap lineup with the Torrential and Trap Dusty, of course. In the side deck, the only thing really to note is the Karma Cuts. You know, you're already playing 6 discard traps in some matchups. Karma Cut's going to be a lot better. In the Frog matchup, Karma Cut is a lot better than Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, for example. So I feel like Karma Cut is a great addition to this side deck. Maybe you could even consider maining it if Hero Frogs ever became very prevalent. That would make Karma Cut a little bit better. So maybe that would be better over the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. So guys, this is a different take on your traditional Hero Frog list. I really hope you enjoy. Give it a couple goes yourself. I think you'll really like having that extra discard traps to protect yourself, to out things like Black Whirlwind, to out things that, or to at least delay a turn of advantage your opponent could be gaining. And it gives it a little bit more of a control aspect, right? So guys, I hope you have a nice day.